friends, welcome back. I am Vivekanandan. India's startup scenario today, there are so many startups which has grown big and attracting the attention of the world. But this is one public organization, one government organization which has been continuously being respected in the world throughout and attracting the attention of the world towards India is ISRO, nothing but Indian Space Research Organization. So in today's video, let us discuss about one particular challenging project which ISRO undertook, and what was the creative strategy which ISRO employed to make that project a big success. So that's what we are going to discuss in today's video. And very recently in our channel I did a video about how 10 reasons how ISRO is able to make cheap rockets. If you are interested, you might check that particular video also. So let us go into today's video directly. So the project I'm going to speak about today is about Mangalyaan Mission. Yes, that mission which ISRO undertook to send its rockets to Mars. So that is that particular project which we are going to discuss, and in fact that particular project was considered to be a very significant project because very few countries in the world has previously achieved that particular project, sending their rockets to Mars. So in this particular project, what is the biggest challenge ISRO faced? ISRO faced three kinds of challenges. One in terms of budget, next in terms of time, and third in terms of capabilities. What do I mean by budget? The budget, ISRO actually completed this Mangalyaan mission in a budget of 450 crores. Just let us take a moment, pause and just think about it. Hollywood movie Gravity, a space film, its budget was more than 700 crores it seems. Just imagine, but in real life ISRO has to send a rocket to Mars with a budget of 450 crores. That is a kind of challenge before them. Second important thing was in terms of time. The government gave its approval to ISRO to start this project in 2012. And when ISRO looked into its timetable, it found that they have to finish this project within 15 minutes. They have to launch it in 15 months. I'm sorry, it's not minutes, it is 15 months. You might think, why such a small time gap? Why don't they take 20 months or 22 months or 24 months? But the point is here, another scientific fact is Mars and Earth, they come together come closer together only for every 26 months, and after 26 months the space between them again increases, and again after the next 26 months alone they come closer together. So you can launch a rocket only when they are closer to each other, so that you save a lot of time, space, fuel, and most importantly make the project a success. And the point over here is they just had 15 months to launch the rocket so that it will reach on Mars on time. So this is a second challenge in terms of time. And the third is the most important challenge, which is all about its capability, because at that time ISRO's capability, to launch this mission to send the payloads to Mars, ISRO had only two launch vehicles. One was the pslv and the next was gslv. So ISRO actually thought of using gslv, but the problem with gslv is it is a heavier launch vehicle, which means it will actually take heavier payloads as well, and when it is going to use heavier payloads the budget will again go higher, so that may not be possible. Second is gslv was not used multiple times before, so obviously you have to do a lot of trial and errors, which again it says that the budget will shoot up. And third is at that time previous few projects gslv was actually failure. GSLV achieved failures in a few of those projects, so again ISRO did not want to take a risk with very little amount of time. So what ISRO planned was, let us use pslv instead of gslv. So the point with the biggest disadvantage with pslv is it is a very good launch vehicle, but everything is fine, but the biggest problem is it cannot carry heavier payloads. In one stroke, it cannot directly reach the Mars orbit and reach Mars. You need to really plan with it. But in spite of that, in spite of this problem, they stuck with PSLV for other reasons, which is PSLV has completed successful projects before. It can be sent on time because less amount of trials is required. So considering these factors, ISRO stuck with PSLV. But what is that strategy they adopted? Did they directly launch it to Mars? No, that is where the creative element comes inside, where PSLV was actually sent to the Earth's orbit. It was maneuvering around the Earth in that elliptical orbit for a long time. It was taking a lot of diversions in between, and when Mars came near, using its complete fuel, it actually gave its thrust and then went and captured the Mars orbit. And after again taking a lot of maneuvers, it actually traveled 10 months, covering a distance of 54 crore kilometers, and finally it reached its destination. And this particular project was a big success, and India was only the 4th nation in the world to achieve this feat and the first nation in the world to achieve it in the first time. But the point is, the creative element is, instead of going directly, it took an indirect route, made a lot of maneuvers, and finally it touched its orbits, which is the Mars orbit. So my point over here is just we have to imagine the kind of creativity, innovation which ISRO is doing. In fact, the beauty here is this project was destined only for 6 months, but in 2019 the report was this particular Mars orbiter mission actually completed 5 years of its service. And most importantly, many people were criticizing, are they just doing it to show India's technological prowess? Was there anything productive inside the project? But then ISRO did a lot of productive elements inside. They did a research on testing the methane formation, checking whether there is a scope for microbes in Mars. Most importantly, checking the topography, surface of Mars, and a lot of other proper productive feats were also achieved in this particular project. So finally, let me come to the point. If you are a startup entrepreneur watching this particular video, this is the biggest lesson for us, which is all the times startup founders, you may not have enough resources for you to run your startup, run your company. The point over here is for a work which has to be completed with 10 people, you might have only 3 or 4 people, but no other go. You really have to achieve the impossible. And how can you do that? Only when you turn creative, only when you become very, very innovative. So that is how you can actually achieve it. Imagine the plight of ISRO, an organization for 50 years, 50 successful years it is there, but still they don't have much revenue or much bigger budget because they are functioning with taxpayers' money. The kind of responsibility they have is enormous. In spite of everything, ISRO still achieves the impossible. And this is just one small example of their creativity and innovation. And please share your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks for watching this video.